salty or whatever, it's a good alternative. It's a good way to get protein without thinking about it. This is beef jerky, but this is not beef jerky. This is not the one I want you to eat, okay? This is just all fat. Again, looking at your food labels. This is what I want you to have, okay? So there's 3 servings in here, okay? And the turkey jerky that we talked about. They have a turkey one too, which is really good. There's 30 grams of protein in this little bag. It's the same as 1 scoop of protein, 1 piece of chicken. So if you're on the go, if you're in the car, you need something to nosh on, whatever, this is a good alternative. They have all different flavors, you just gotta watch the fat content, okay? Everybody got that? Chips, we're down the chips aisle. As a kid growing up, I loved chips. So all I ate was chips, 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 chips. So I don't care about sweets, chips was always my thing, okay? So what are good alternatives to chips? So pretzels are very, very low in fat. They usually have 0 grams of fat, okay? Pretzels are good.
No, high carbs.
So there's 25 grams of carbs in a serving. So would you rather this or an apple?
Hey kids.
I'm picking on the apple today, but you get my point. A banana, I can say a banana, okay? Would you rather a banana or pretzels? Okay?
I mean, isn't the banana more filling?
But again, everyone's different, so it's whatever you want. But I'm driving my point home is that there's nothing better than anything else.
Isn't the banana more filling?
I mean, it depends. If you're craving something like this, yeah, right, exactly. All right, barbecue chips were always my thing, okay? I love barbecue chips. This is a regular barbecue chip. In 1 serving, which is 1 ounce, about 15 chips, there's 10 grams of fat, okay? Same exact thing, 3.5 grams of fat, just they're baked. So, and if you actually look at the ingredients, which we didn't even talk about that, but I guess I should now. The ingredients, the first thing is dried potatoes. That means that most of this is actually potato, okay? In this one, the first ingredient is, well, it's actually potatoes, but the second ingredient is oil, okay? Most of the time, if you grab a cheaper chip, it'll be more oil than anything else, okay? So you just gotta watch that. Again, you can have this. How many carbs do you think are in here?
For serving?
Just
20.
the theme of the day, 25, okay? So this or an apple, okay? This or an apple.
Yeah.
Me too, okay? So in the whole bag, there's 6 servings in here. So if you're supposed to have 6 servings of carbohydrates a day, if you wanted to eat this whole bag, you could, but then you have an egg whites the rest of the day, okay? The whole wheat one, right? This is actually less than this one, surprisingly, okay? But everyone thinks of this brand as being better. Okay, they've been out for a little bit. They do have more protein in it, but it's more fat. So you got to be aware of this stuff. You got to pay attention. Okay, I can't drill that down enough. All right, so, okay, typically we would think this is bad, right? Okay, it's just like one of those mug cakes, right? Okay, now it's not a lot of food, but if you want something sweet, if you grab this and again use it for your carbohydrate servings, it wouldn't be a bad thing. Again, quick and easy to make. 55 carbs a serving. Okay, so you just got to be careful. So if you're having 2 bowls of cereal because you're skipping out on this, it's the same thing. Remember the Frosted Flakes, 25 grams of carbs a serving. If you have 2 bowls of that, it's not better than this. You have to be aware. That's why you got to look at your food labels. Okay, so nothing in this store is off limits as long as you pay attention to the food labels. And again, I just grabbed that. Salad dressings are good. You can use them for your marinating your chicken or whatever you want to do. Okay, this is regular Italian. This is actually a low one, surprisingly. I'll go with Thousand Island. So this is 12 grams of fat a serving, okay? If I go with the light, it's 2.5, and if I go with the fat-free, it's obviously 0. This is 15 calories. This is my favorite one. It tastes the same as the regular, except it saves everything, okay? So this is a good alternative. And you have to just look at your labels, because that's going to be the most important thing. Don't be fooled by this. Okay? Why not? Right. This is not that bad, surprisingly. This brand actually is doing pretty good today. I can't pick on them, but you get the idea. Don't fall for this stuff.
Would you just do the fat-free Italian?
Yeah, I'd rather just do the fat-free Italian. Fat-free Italian or balsamic is usually what I use, just straight balsamic.
Right.
But a lot of people use balsamic vinaigrette.
Just balsamic, yeah.
It's 5 grams of fat. I'd rather just use the balsamic. Balsamic 0. Okay?
I thought there's light balsamic.
They might have it, and that's fine. Sometimes they have the fat. This is 4.5. That one's 5. You got to pay attention. That's why you got to look at your labels. Okay? like hot. Okay, if you don't like hot, then just don't listen to what I'm saying. But I love this Frank's Red Hot Sauce. It's not too hot. It's actually got a little sweetness to it. So it's pretty good. It's the regular flavor, but I've been telling everybody about this one. It's the buffalo flavor. So if you like buffalo wings, it's a good thing to add to the ground meat that we talked about before. It adds a lot of flavor to it. No calories. These things are 0. Okay?
So then you can put the blue cheese on.
Yeah, you save the calories for blue cheese. Another thing that I like to use, again, you just have to be careful. I wouldn't use this brand, but there's other ones up there that are less. Cocktail sauce, very, very low in calorie also. So if you were having shrimp, put a little bit of cocktail sauce on the side. Typically, you won't use the full serving. Okay, so this is another good alternative. But again, look at your labels because this one has more than others that are on there. Okay? Okay. Prepare the barbecue. Yeah.
So again with the ketchup, remember, how many carbs did I say were in the ketchup? For a serving size. 5. So this is barbecue sauce. How many do you think are in barbecue sauce? Again, 5 are in this. You think about the same, more or less? Maybe a little more? How much more do you think?
I would think a lot more.
17. Same exact serving size, 2 tablespoons. 17 versus 5. And again, if you get the 0 sugar, it's 1 carb versus 17. So big difference.
Mayo. Okay? Nobody's talking about mayo. Mayo's very bad. This bad. Don't eat this. Very bad. 1 tablespoon, which is again not a tablespoon that we cook with, that we eat with. It's a serving size of a spoon. Okay? Is 11 grams of fat. So when you guys go to the delis or whatever the store and you get your tunas, the things are loaded. So for example, a Subway, there's 6-inch tuna sandwich has 60 grams of fat. It's a ton, and that's because of the mayo, okay? So I always grab the light one, okay? In the light one, same serving, 3.5, okay? Big difference. One of the things I like to mix my tuna with is mustard. You get the different flavors of mustard, you mix it in, it has the same consistency as the mayo, but you're saving a ton, okay? Everybody good? No questions? Good, good, good? 10 calories, okay? All ways to spice up your food without adding too many calories to it, okay?
How about these things?
So look at the back, you tell me.
15 calories per serving.
Okay, what's a serving size?
1 tablespoon.
Okay, so is that bad?
Not to me.
Okay, if you wanted to use your calories for that, that's fine. Okay, good quick snack. Good quick snack. And they're really easy to eat and they're just convenient. You pull one out, you can have one. It's basically nothing in here. So in one spear is 1 gram of carb. Okay? So let's get the olives, let's look. Right here. They're brands of mustard and it actually tastes really good. So in there, honey mustard is 10 calories. If I grab a regular honey mustard off the thing,
It's ridiculous.
yeah, can someone grab me a honey mustard?
Try Sweet Baby Reese is ridiculous. Where's that honey?
No, but just a honey mustard, any honey mustard.
Most people put this on your food. Anyone use this? Yeah. Got it. If you wanted to cut down on calories, are you more likely to grab this one? This one's organic. Do you normally do this?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. So if we look at a regular serving, which is 1 tablespoon or 17 grams, in regular ketchup, that's 5 grams of carbs. So if you use 1 serving, it's not a ton of carbs. Now, if you were to do organic, same serving size, there's 4 grams of carbs. So there's very, very little difference.
Except price.
Absolutely. And then there's no sugar added ketchup, okay? This one has 1 gram of carbs. So you see now you have organic, which is going to be more expensive, or no sugar, but no sugar is going to make a bigger difference. Okay, so you could basically put this on your food without much of a difference.
It's all in context. If you want, if you have ketchup in your house and you want to use it, you can. You just gotta use it, weigh it out. Stay there. I think it was Leslie.
Yes.
So taco seasoning. Okay, in this whole thing, there's 6 servings, but it's 15 calories. So if you sprinkle a little bit of this on your food, you're not gonna lose anything, and it'll add a lot of flavor. Okay. So again, like I told you guys, unless you have an issue with blood pressure, salt is not a bad thing. So season your food up. You just have to be careful for these things that have hidden calories in them. So I'm just grabbing one. This is garden vegetable. It doesn't have any calories in it. So again, something that you can add on your food before cooking, after, whatever you want to add flavor to it, okay? Pete, can you talk about ketchup? So the ketchup's on this wall, but just stay here. Stay on that side. This is so good. If you're a vegetarian, a lot of people think that beans are your only source of protein, okay? Beans are actually considered a carbohydrate. they have most of their calories come from carbohydrates. So in half a cup of beans, which again, people put this in their salad, right? Half a cup of this is 18 carbs. Very similar to our apple example again. Very similar to our Rice Krispie, whatever that thing was, rice cake, okay? Very similar. So you can have these things, but again, it's all about the amounts. You gotta pay attention to your food labels. Nothing is better than anything else. If I was to grab any other bean, I just grab pinto, 20 carbs. Same thing. No benefit of eating one or the other. I'd eat this one over this one because it's less carbs, okay? But the serving size of this may be bigger, so maybe I'll get more out of this. You gotta pay attention to that. Probably the same thing.
Right there.
21 carbs, half a cup, same thing, okay? So everyone stay here. Another thing that I like to do sometimes and add it to my food is a little bit of Parmesan cheese, okay? This is the reduced one. There's actually not a lot in here. It's 20 calories, okay? So you guys can sprinkle a little bit of this on your food without it breaking the bank, okay? So there's another good alternative, but you have to look. Just grab me a regular one. It's fine. So, sometimes it's not always better. This is 20 calories. This is 20 calories. Same one, okay? 20 calories. So again, are they tricking you? They're probably the same price, so I don't know what the difference is, but this is 1, this is 1.5. Yeah, so the same. There's a little less fat. But again, that's something else you can add to your food. Sprinkle it on top, just adds more flavor. Pasta. Everybody says, no, I can't eat pasta. I'm gonna gain weight if I eat this stuff. It's all about the amounts. Serving size of pasta is usually 2 ounces dry, okay? Which is actually a decent amount of pasta, believe it or not, okay? So if you want pasta, you can have it, you just have to weigh it out. So 2 ounces of pasta, 42 carbs, okay? So using my apple reference, it's an apple and a half for a serving of pasta. But if you really want your pasta, feel free to make it and just measure it out. 2 ounces. You can see if you look at it. So this is pasta with protein, okay? So calorie-wise, this is 200 and this is 190, okay? This has 38 grams of carbs and 10 grams of protein. This is 42 carbs and 7 protein. They're about the same. I think this one's like double the price though. So you pick and choose what you want, okay?
I've had pasta for a month and I still lost. Like, I weigh 2 ounces every time.
Right. The key is weighing it. That's the most important thing. All right? Okay, this makes me laugh. Why does this make me laugh?
Skinny.
Right. Do you think it's the same amount of carbs or less?
Maybe.
It's actually less carbs, but you know why? Serving size is less. Okay? So if I cut the rice in my cup down, it'd be the same. Don't fall for this stuff. This is $5. This is almost $6. My little rice over there is $2. And it's done. This I gotta cook. Okay? Just be aware of that stuff. Don't fall for this. Everybody talks about rice being so good. And again, as we learn, nothing's healthier than something else. If you guys want rice, so come down, there's more room over here.
Don't pick on me now.
I might. You raised your hand, so you know what happens when you raise your hand, teacher.
I know.
Okay, so again, as I said, nothing's healthier than anything else. Rice is good. If you want rice, you can have the rice. Again, one of the things with dieting that's going to be the most important thing is convenience. Making sure that it's convenient for you to do. So usually what I do is I'll grab, again, a couple of these for the week. Doesn't matter which one, you just got to be careful with the calories. Sometimes they hide things in here. So I think this one actually, not this one. I think it's this one that has oil in it. They add oil to it. Yeah. So this one has oil in it. They added oil to it. So it look exactly the same. You wouldn't even know the difference. That's why you got to pay attention to the calories. So this one has 5 grams of fat. This one only has 2. Okay, so you got to be aware of that. So I like these because they're very, very convenient. I pop it in the microwave, 60 seconds, and it's done. And it's all about convenience. So if I'm running home in between training you guys, okay, I throw my meat in the pan, I cook it, I put this in the microwave, take my meat off the pan, put it right on top of this, and I have a meal. Very quick, very easy, no prep, okay? I just gotta clean the thing. Sometimes I leave and my wife gets mad. Thank God she's not here, because she'd bring that up. But still, the point is that it's really fast, okay? And you wanna really be all about convenience. So sometimes we'll grab these. Okay, everyone thinks these are good. Okay, again, it's all about your serving size. How many servings do you think are in here? 2. Right. So there's 2. So serving size is 39 carbs. So this is 70 more, almost 80. Okay, and one of these little cups is 45. So you got to pay attention to that.
How is that season change?
So that's a good point.
Has blue one or something.
I mean, I'll grab this one. So again, this is organic. Okay, everyone thinks organic is healthier. In a whole bag has 71 carbs. It's a lot. So just because it's organic, it doesn't mean that it's better. Okay, it's all details with the rest of these things. Okay, I just go with the stuff that's convenient. These are good. I'm not saying you can't have these, but you got to be aware that there's 2 servings in here. How likely are we to stop if we cook this whole bag? Right. As opposed to having 1 cup. When the cup's done, you're done. It's jasmine rice, same thing. The white rice is here, right here. Again, there's no difference between the organic and the regular, except the price. Well, in this case, it's the same. Go ahead.
Is there a difference between the one that's already prepared and the one that's not minute rice?
I'm literally just throwing things back. They're gonna kill me here. We're never gonna be allowed here again.
Purple box.
Drop security.
You can come through. So serving sizes here are the same, okay? The only difference between the two, this is not cooked. So this is gonna take a little time. Even though it's minute, it's still gonna take time. You gotta put it on the stove, you gotta let the water boil, you gotta measure it out, you gotta pour it in, you gotta wait for it to cook, gotta stir it.
That's the only difference.
It's the only difference. This goes in the microwave 30 seconds, 60 seconds, done. Okay? So you can do this if you wanna save some money and make it for the week, you can absolutely do that. But if you want convenience, this is good. All right, let's scoot to this wall and one of those little cups. Okay, but if you like rice, then that's fine. But a good alternative to that would be cauliflower rice. I'll show you that when we get to it. But sometimes they put other things in the cauliflower rice that makes it worse than the regular rice. So you got to be careful with all those things. Some people say, oh, I ate cauliflower pizza, right? Thinking it's better, right? You're laughing. But it's the same thing. It's all about the calories. So something that I like to do to add some flavoring to my food, I can't find the one that I get. I think it's more down that way. But regular pasta sauce, okay? Really, really good flavor it adds to it. And if you add 1 or 2 tablespoons to it, it won't kill the meal. This one has 60 calories per serving, and a serving is half a cup. That's a lot. You would never need to use half a cup in your meal. So again, using my lunch, for example, my meat and my rice, if I threw 2 or 3 tablespoons in my food, it's gonna give it so much more flavor, and it's gonna give it, you know, a little zing without that many calories, okay?
What about the tomato paste?
You can use that too. Again, once you open up, I'm all about convenience, because for me, I have no time. So if I open up a can, then I gotta do something to preserve the can.
Like the squeeze tube, like the black box?
And you can use that, man. It doesn't matter. It's just whatever's easier. This I like. I open it, I put it in the fridge, then I'm done. Okay? Make sense? Who's anyone on a field trip, right? Because I don't have everybody's permission slips. I'll get this up. It literally has no taste at all, but it's very, very filling. 70 calories a serving, but it's a huge bowl. So if you mix this with like Greek yogurt or something like that, and put your own, like I used to put Splenda and cinnamon on top, it's really good and very, very filling, okay? So remember, when you're dieting, you want to keep your stomach as full as possible. So stuff like this is good, okay? And it's all about the calories. So this is 70 versus 110. It's not that much of a difference, but when you're trying to get down that last couple of pounds, it makes a difference, okay? Frosted Flakes. Everybody said they were unhealthy, okay? Healthy? Wait, what? She just said it has protein. All right. So, first of all, this, and I'll show you how they trick you. I'll pass this one around too. So they're saying the serving size is 3/4 of a cup with milk. Okay, so they want you to add milk to this. 290 calories. Okay, it says it has 21 grams of fat, protein and 50 carbs. Okay.
Is that counting the milk now?
Yeah. So that's how they're tricking you. Without the milk, it has 15 grams of protein. Okay? So what I say, so 230, we'll just pretend we're not putting milk, so it's 230, okay? Frosted Flakes, everyone said it was unhealthy, okay? This also had 3.5 grams of fat. Frosted Flakes, 0 grams of fat, okay? 26 carbs, so it's the same as an apple, okay? 110 calories. Okay? Again, we're not looking at the sugar content because we're looking at our overall carbs. When you're looking at your overall carbs, you're monitoring your sugar intake. Okay? So a serving of this or an apple, you pick. Okay? Not one is better for you. It's all about the amounts. This is way more than an apple. This is like 2 apples and a little bit of protein. If you mix 25, give or take the size of the apple. So if you mixed 1 scoop of AB Fitness Whey in a shaker cup and poured it over your cereal, you'd have way less calories than this and you'd have more protein. So that's usually what I do sometimes if I'm in a rush. I have a bowl of cereal, I'll measure it out, and I'll just mix my protein and pour it over and eat that and not use the milk and just use that in place. It's a good alternative, okay, for what you can normally could do. I mix the protein up and then I just pour it over.
With what, water?
Yeah.
It tastes good.
It's not bad. Everybody got that? It's the same thing with every other cereal on here. Everybody's afraid of cereals and all that other stuff, but cereals are not bad. They're just different servings of carbs. And you have to weigh this stuff out. You have to. If you don't weigh it out, you're not going to know. Serving size here is 3/4 of a cup. Or 30 grams if you put it on the food scale. Okay? So you got to pay attention to that. Because if you have 2 bowls of this, then that's not good then. Okay? Make sense? Everybody good? Any other questions on cereal? We're good? Yeah, same thing with the peanut butter. I don't have to explain that again. Anybody have any questions on nuts?
Well, whatever, if I like want almonds, what am I supposed to do? Like, what do
So you'd weigh it out. Okay. And it fits.
That's what's gonna work for me anyway.
Yeah. You can have it, but you just have to make sure you're measuring it. You don't just want to grab a handful of almonds and say, oh, I'm doing good. Because that's not generally the case. And if you go over your fat, doesn't matter where it comes from.
I'm just gonna go by the weight thing.
That's your best bet.
Because the numbers, they honestly get me personally confused.
That thing is peanut butter. So in 16, no, like it says 39 pieces, is 14 grams of fat. How many do you think are in a handful? At least that. So 2 handfuls of this, 28 grams of fat. Some of the ladies here, that's your fat intake for the day. So you gotta be aware of that. Okay. So there's no difference between this and regular peanut butter. Same thing. Again, everyone talks about almonds being better. 31 pieces, 15 grams of fat. So it's actually more in these. Just let them pass. Learn from someone else. Peanuts. Right. Another one. And if anybody can't hear me, I want to go on a diet. I'm going to eat these things called rice cakes. Plain, boring rice cakes, right? And again, these are a good alternative to chips, right? Because if you look at the calories in the back, they're definitely a lot less. 35 calories, 7 grams of carbs. Okay? Don't be afraid of grabbing the ones with flavor. Okay, they're not that far off. So this is 35, this is 60. Okay? So it's 12 grams of carbs more. But if you wanted something with flavor, go with something like this. Don't be afraid, as long as you fit those carbohydrates in. You don't have to suffer and have a plain one, unless you like these. And if you really were trying to save calories, right, you would grab one of these and then you could use the reduced calorie jelly. Okay? How you use your carbohydrates are up to you, but don't fall into that victim thing of I have to eat these plain ones. Okay, they're not that far off. Don't be fooled by what's out there on the newspaper and this and that. So they were asking about these things. So it's the same thing as this. Same exact thing. Same exact. Again, if you look at the back, you'd see. Okay? These are a little less, but not by much. Yeah, that's the problem. I remember 1 is a serving. 1 cake has 12 grams of carbs. So 2 would be 25, same as an apple. We keep using an apple or a banana, whatever, same. You guys get the idea. So some people think, oh, I'm on a diet, I'm gonna have a rice cake, peanut butter, and a banana. Sounds all healthy, right? It's a calorie bomb, okay? Okay? So these things, everyone thinks they're healthy. I'm sure you guys have been to like Roosevelt Field Mall. They have like Jamba Juice. I'm gonna get a smoothie. Smoothie.
I know, yeah.
No, I know, but I'm just kidding. I'm using an example. But smoothies.
But I know it's not. It's like the McDonald's of smoothie.
That's a good analogy. I never heard that before. So again, these things, again, this is green, right? So when we see things that are green, typically our eyes think that it's healthier. Okay? In this bottle, the serving size is 1 bottle. 63 grams of carbohydrates.
Wow.
How many apples is that? How many apples is that? It's just 25 in one. 2.5. So would you rather drink this or have almost 3 apples? Okay? So you gotta be aware of that. Now this is another way they fool you. Protein smoothies. I'm sure you've seen these. Okay? So let's take a look at this thing. Okay, so this has 370 calories per the whole bottle. Okay? It has 30 grams of protein, which is not bad, but it also has 55 grams of carbohydrates. Okay? The 1 scoop of AB Fitness weighs 25 grams of protein. So if you wanted to make your own smoothie with blueberries, like I told you, okay, just if you just use blueberries, you're looking at less than 200 calories for that versus this, and they taste identical. Okay? So you're gonna save a ton of calories doing that. So don't be fooled by this. You always gotta look at your labels. This is why food labels are so important, okay? So make sure you always pay attention to that. Anybody have any questions down the inside? Right, exactly. So, and going back to what I said earlier in the beginning with you want to pick foods that take up a lot of room in your stomach. 66 carbs here, this is not going to take up any room in your stomach versus having 3 apples. So you're not going to want anything else if you have 3 apples. Okay? There's more fiber in that than this. So we would go with a jelly. Obviously, again, this is a normal jelly. And 1 tablespoon of jelly is 8 grams of carbs, give or take the brand. Okay? So 8 grams of carbohydrates in 1 tablespoon. How many tablespoons do you think people put on their sandwiches?
8 on that.
Yeah, right. So peanut butter and jelly sandwich is, again, a really good thing if you're trying to gain weight. Okay? But if you want to have some peanut butter and jelly, you could. You would use the PB Fit and a reduced calorie one. Okay, reduced sugar, reduced calorie. You'll see they hide it with all different labels. This has 20 calories. Okay? This only has 30. So it's actually not too much of this one. I actually get a better one. I don't know where it is though. But there's one that's actually lower. I have to look for it. But you guys, when you come down the aisle, you can see it. But there's not much of a difference here. 30 and 20. But I would still go with the reduced one just to save on those extra calories. But again, sometimes reduced is not always better. In that case, they're not that far off. But it's all about, again, weighing it out and making sure it's the same. I did get a low one. I just don't know where it is. I love juices. Most of you guys know Dudley. He's one of our clients. When he came to us and sat down with us, his whole thing was juice. He loved juice. Juice with every meal. Okay? Now, juice, again, is not something that's you shouldn't have. You can have it, but it's all about fitting it in. So there's a difference between regular juice and a juice that we could drink. So this is regular cranberry juice, I think, with lime, okay? This is diet with lime. In 1 serving of this, 28 carbs, 100 calories. In 1 serving of this, 2 carbs and 5 calories. I think they taste the same.
Doesn't the regular cranberry also have added sugar in it?
They might. That doesn't matter because we're looking at the total content. That's the thing too. A lot of people think about sugars. Oh, this is high in sugar. Forget that. We're looking at the total carbohydrate intake. Because if you're monitoring your whole day of carbohydrates, like you're supposed to have whatever 100 in a day, you're monitoring your sugar as well. So don't look at sugar as a determining factor. Look at carbs. Okay. So again, 100 calories, 5. Which is a better choice to make? Goes without saying, okay? So again, these things aren't off topic, you just have to be a smart shopper. And as you can see, they do a good job hiding it. So you gotta make sure you look for it. Oh, they're over there. I'll pull one out and I'll show you. Just remember, can you grab one that's right? The naked drinks. It's right in that refrigerator right there. My daughter loves it. She thinks almond butter is healthier. It's the same. This is actually 210. This is 210 calories. Okay? How much is on that Jif?
Oh, this poor lady. I don't know what she wants.
I don't eat organic stuff.
This is regular. Oh no, it's actually organic. You guys get the idea.
You put my peanut butter down.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good.
Well, that's what he's going to go for. She's not a client.
But she looks good.
Nutella, consider good or bad, right? Really good? But if you wanted to lose weight, would you eat it?
No.
Okay. So again, the almond butter, going back to it. If you want to lose weight, would you normally consider eating it?
No.
That's right. Okay. How many calorie difference do you think Nutella is than almond butter?
Same amount.
So Nutella, 200 calories. The almond butter, 210. So again, Nutella is actually lower calories. It's only 10 calories. But
it
again,
makes a
it's all in
difference.
context. So if you're
shouldn't mix them
not
together
eating
when it's
Nutella, you're eating almond butter.
Oh Lord.
So if we want to get the best of both worlds, try the powdered chocolate.
Yeah, the powdered peanut butter is probably your best alternative to regular peanut butter. But if you need to have peanut butter, some people just love it, then again, you'd fit it in. I like to use peanut butter when I want to gain weight because it's really easy to get the calories in.
I've used the powdered peanut butter when I'm short on my protein goal for the day.
Yeah.
So
That's the other thing too, is that the powdered peanut butter, in addition to being low calorie, this has 4 grams of protein a serving. This has 8, but it's triple the fat. It's 16 fat in one serving. All right, let's face this wall. My beef with this stuff right here, right? One of our clients who's not here, I actually got it taken away from her because she was eating it. So there's nothing wrong with anything, right? There's no such thing as healthy food versus unhealthy food. It's all about the calories. So peanut butter is very good for you. It's very healthy, but it's very, very calorie dense. Has a lot of calories. This is regular peanut butter. Now, a serving size of peanut butter is 2 tablespoons, right? But it's not the tablespoons that we eat. Why don't you take this one over? So a couple things with the peanut butter. So most people think, so we have Skippy, which most people have eaten before, right? Has anybody eaten this brand before? It's organic. What makes this one better than this one? Less sugar. Okay. So if we look at the calories, in one serving of Skippy's 190, in one serving of organic, 190. Okay? So the exact same calorie content. So the difference in price. If you're looking to lose weight, you're not going to have any more benefit from this one as opposed to this one. Okay? And again, price. Big difference. So now have powdered peanut butter. Anybody ate this before? Mm-hmm. So again, 190 calories. Anybody know how much is in this one? It's 50 calories.
yeah, it's less dense.
And it's not, I know some of you may be like, oh, powdered peanut butter. If you actually make it, it's really good. Just add a little bit of water to it, it tastes just like peanut butter.
It's not bad.
Just like peanut butter.
But the texture's different.
It's not as like sticky,
Yeah.
but for the calories, the difference in the calories and the fat
Yes.
content, it's definitely something we would look for. And then same thing too, this is actually chocolate peanut butter. So that's like supposed to be like
PB2?
chocolate peanut butter. How many calories do you think are in this one?
Was that powdered?
Chocolate peanut butter.
Is it powdered or regular?
It's powdered.
It's 80.
45. Okay? 190. So one of the other things that I want to say about the peanut butter, again, a serving size is 2 tablespoons, right? Now it's not the tablespoons that we eat with. It's actually a measuring size tablespoon, which I would have wished we would have had with us. But it's significantly different. So a serving size tablespoon, 2 of those is typically equal to the tablespoon that we eat with. You can pass down the aisle if you need to. Yeah, you can go ahead, I'm sorry.
What are you hiring me, everybody?
Yeah, we're all gonna work here. Smart move.
I need peanut butter every day of my life. You know?
That's a lot of pressure now. That's poor baby.
Another, we're talking about foods that take up a lot of room in your stomach, right? We want to, when we're dieting, the main thing is we want to feel full, okay? Because the fuller we feel, the less likely we are to grab things that we shouldn't be eating. So shrimp is another good alternative. If you don't eat fish, you don't have to have shrimp. But shrimp is a good alternative, just a good source of protein, very low in fat. That's going to keep you fuller. So, Jan, come. So, how many servings are in this? What's the serving size?
7 shrimp.
So in 7 shrimp, how much protein is in there?
13 grams.
So 13 grams of protein in 7 fish, okay? So what's a typical serving of protein I'd like you guys to have? How many grams? Yeah, around 25 grams of protein. So 14 pieces of shrimp. It's a lot of shrimp for one serving, right? So if you have to have, in Clinton's case, or San's case, when you guys want to aim for more protein, it's a significant amount of shrimp. Okay? What was that?
What if you're allergic to shellfish?
Well, then obviously you don't eat it. That wouldn't be a good alternative. That wouldn't be a good idea.
But like flounder or
right. We'll get to that. Okay. But it's just the same like every other meat that we'll get to. But same thing. But if you have no issues at all, people think that shrimp is bad. It's more what you put in the shrimp and what you have with the shrimp that's bad. You could, but it says 85 grams. So if you look here, it says 85 grams. That's the weight of it. So if you wanted to get technical, you could weigh it like that also. Okay? But if you're just eyeballing it or in a rush, it's 7. Okay? Got it?
7 shrimp is a serving?
In this bag. Sometimes so these are the large ones. So if I look at the
This one, the middle one. What are you looking for?
they have like the small ones. So in these jumbo, it's 3. And that's the other thing too, is you got to look. This is jumbo. 3 shrimp is 14 grams of protein. Okay. Whenever I eat shrimp, I always go for the smaller ones anyway, but, okay? So just always pay attention. That's why it's always good to look at the nutrition labels on the back. You gotta know that stuff, in and out, inside and out. All right, there's a ton of different fishes that we can eat. Okay, these are just my favorites. These are what I like. My personal favorite is tilapia because it's very, very low in fat, very low. It's very easy to eat, doesn't really have much taste, and you can kind of get a lot of protein for what it is. So in 1 piece of tilapia is around 20 grams of protein, and it's 4 ounces. So they're pretty decent size for what it is, and it's so easy to make. Literally pop it in the oven, 10-15 minutes, it's done. And you can season it however, it really doesn't have any taste. Then I like a salmon. You guys gotta remember, salmon has a little bit of fat in it. For some reason this only has 5 grams of fat, I don't know why, but usually it has more, okay? And again, you always gotta look at your serving size, which is 4 ounces, and then that'll give you 25 grams of protein, okay? But again, you always gotta watch, because I'm sure if I pick up a different salmon, it'll have more fat. So, okay, salmon. This one has 13 grams of fat.
Is that farm-raised?
Yeah, it says farm-raised. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Neither here nor there. But again, that's coming down to your belief if you want to eat farm-raised or wild-caught. Doesn't matter to me.
Is the farm-raised is more the fact that you need more fat?
Could be. I don't know if this one's wild or not. It's wild-caught. But, you know, you just got to keep paying attention to that. Okay? As you see, it's the same thing, but totally different calories. And then the last one I have here, flounder. Flounder is another one that's kind of like tilapia. If you don't like people say bad things about tilapia, it's another good alternative. 1 gram of fat, 14 grams of protein. Okay, pretty easy to eat, easy to cook, really quick. Okay, so this is just my personal favorite. But again, you just pick up any one that you wanted. Like if you like sea scallops, again, this is another one you could use. 19 grams of protein in 4 ounces. So you'd have to measure out 4 ounces here. Okay, but just to give you an idea, nothing's really off limits. It's all about the amounts. That's the most important thing. Okay? It's probably raw. It doesn't say it's probably raw. I would always weigh it raw.
You don't see measured on your ounces, but the ounces like how you have this the ounces,
right? Right. Just put your plate on the food scale, zero it out, just put it on. Okay?
What about something like this, a prepackaged thing?
So I think when we go down the aisle, we'll go over that, but same thing. So what is that? Is that yeah, so again, the first thing you're gonna look at with this, so the serving size is the whole pouch, okay? 1 gram of fat, 15 grams of protein. So this is not bad. And this is flavored. Yeah, right. So I kind of like these packaged tuna too. They're quick, easy, and they actually taste good. They don't have a canny taste, but it really boils down to preference. People think they have to eat tuna out of the can to lose weight, and that's not necessarily true. Cranberries that we saw, this is going to be a better alternative to grab, obviously. I mean, this goes kind of without saying, baby spinach. Okay? Right? Make sense? Thing to have, especially when you're dieting, you always want to try to stay full. Because the fuller you are, the less likely you are to reach for something that's not so good. Right? So a good alternative for that is salads. Now again, like I told you, if you put those things in your salad, bad move. So usually what I do when I come shopping is I'll usually pick up one of these bags of just vegetables, mixed vegetables. I usually go with like the baby spinach just because I like it. But even the arugula. So again, same thing. You can come down if you have to fast. Okay. So there's 2 servings in this bag. Does anybody want to guess how many carbs are in it? Just take a guess.
In what, one serving or the whole bag?
The whole bag. Anyone else? Anything else? Any guesses?
15.
What was that down there? I can't hear you guys. 12? So 6. 6 carbs in this whole
I
bag.
knew it was low because you.
It was sorry guys. I was looking for more dried fruit, but all right. So without looking at the nutrition facts, healthy or not? Wait. So you said too much sugar. Why are these not good? Serving size, high in calories. It is contain higher sugar, but it's because of more. So, dried fruit is healthy, right? Okay, it's fruit, it's dried, it's not too bad, right? Problem is they're very dense. So craisins, for example, right? And someone asked about grapes before, I don't remember who that was. But, so the serving size for this is 1/4 of a cup. It's 33 carbs. It's the same as an apple. So does anybody know how big 1/4 of a cup is?
Very big.
Yeah. So in this bag, this whole bag, and I'll pass it around and you'll see why, is 66 grams of carbohydrates in this bag. So just because these things are healthy, it doesn't mean that we can overeat them. So people put this in their salad, and again, that's good. But if you add half this bag to your salad, that's 33 grams of carbs to your salad. Okay? So I'm gonna quiz you because you're closest to me. Okay? So how many carbs in this whole thing? Sorry. Yes, total carbs. Right, what was the first thing you have to look at? Per serving.
1 cup, 1/4 cup.
Right, and then the servings per container, 2.
Okay, so the whole package is
66, yeah, so I'll pass it around. I'm just going to pass this around. We're kind of in the aisle, so. You get craisins. You get craisins.
I already get it.
I'm not buying it. Just look. You guys can just pass them down. You'll see if you look at the nutrition, the servings per container is 2.
The fiber has no bearing on the carb count though at all?
0. Because it's still total carbs.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys saw it. So you can see why when people sit down with me and they tell me, oh, I'm having salads, I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. And it's because of things like this. Okay? So this is something that we would avoid. Okay?
She was crazy.
1/4 of a cup. You'll see that it's not that hard. Once you start understanding how food labels work, it's not that hard to figure any of this out. Let's move on. You need it to function and exercise properly and have enough energy. So sodium is definitely a must. Unless you have an issue, then I wouldn't avoid it. Okay? So again, I usually head over to the deli counter and then I get my meats. Again, deli meat is really, really quick and convenient, an easy way to get your protein in. It's also very voluminous. 4 ounces of turkey cold cut is really filling. So it's that's like a good, quick alternative. And we always look for foods on the go. I definitely go with the cold cut. All right? No, you can do that too. So again, it's all about the calories in there too. They have the different flavors. They have like the sriracha chicken, that I like honey maple turkey. They're all around the same. As long as it's not loaded with a ton of fat.
They don't say like low sodium.
It's not. It's just.
I know for like the chicken, like the lowest is all American. That one's it's 110, and it goes up to like 149.
Yeah, but they're all around the same usually, so I wouldn't really worry about that. I would get the ones with flavor just because it makes it more exciting to eat. Yeah, instead of like, it's boring.